The Tier 3 pension scheme is an optional contributory scheme with monthly contributions of up to 16.5% of the employee's basic salary and privately managed by the National Pensions Regulatory's licensed service providers. The contribution for the Tier 3 are also tax exempted. If an individual has been in a scheme for 10 years or more, he or she will receive all contributions made under the scheme, and in addition to all returns earned on their contributions at the time of exit. In the event of an exit prior to the contributor's 10th anniversary, a marginal tax rate of 15% will be applied to the contributor's total redemption amount. The financial management consultant also explained the Tier 3 pension scheme available, the reasons to join, and the need to invest in the third tier scheme.
The informal sector, which is about 85% of the workforce, is one of the major problems or major reasons why this pension reform came about. However, over the years, it's been very challenging, and just a few corporate trustees and even SNITs have been able to break their way through successfully with the informal sector because of their diverse nature and the kind of people that are in that space. So it's one of the major challenges is data, and then collection
of the monies.
And I think along the line, because of the introduction of Momo and USSD, it's some solutions started coming up. But with the introduction of e-levy and stuff, that has caused I mean it has more or less taken us back a bit. But people were trying, a lot of companies were trying to come up with innovations to try to get those monies, because they are not, the challenge is that they are not stationed and the market is spread all over the place. They don't have proper location addresses. They don't have, I mean, a lot of challenging things. So it's difficult to pinpoint and then get them, But if you are able to, so USSD was working gradually, So you have, you introduce them to the product. Let's say Momo, every day they send something, or every month they send some, contribution, like the way they do Susu, that kind of arrangement. But what it is that it needs some serious legwork at the market, because they like to engage. This company, they want to engage with the people, but it's expensive to roll out. So a lot of companies are shying away. I know a few corporate trustees that are doing it, like ISIS Pension, and so on, and Dachi is also doing that. But a few companies are, because it's expensive, it's very expensive to manage and to roll out. So we still not cracked that problem. Nobody has really come out with a very good solution, solution that would help to meet that. But I'm sure along the line, as we go along, we'll be able to gradually get some solution to break them into the, because it's very important. Whether you like it or not, they're going to retire. And even though they don't have an official age for retirement, because it's their business, tabletop business that they're doing, some of them will do till they die. But the thing is that as you grow older, you become weaker. So at a point in time, your investment should work for you, because at that point you are not strong enough to do all the hard work. So at that point you should be able to relax, and then your investment will work for you. So if we are able to do that education, so education is also one problem. We need to do a lot of education to let them understand that retirement is important, it's crucial in one's life. Whether you are formal or informal, retirement is crucial to come, whether you like it or not. So you need to prepare for it. And that will help even a lot of even the formal people, because if your mother or your uncle or your aunt who is in the informal sector is financially okay, yes, it cushions you, it makes you, the burden on you becomes softer. So it helps to a large extent.
85% of informal sector workers make up the total workforce in Ghana, and it's appalling to note that most of them are not part of any pension scheme in the country. hence the need for effective sensitization to convince workers in the informal sector to join a pension scheme for their personal benefit. The CEO for NPRA, Mr. Hayford Atakrofi, indicated that it was proper for workers to set aside part of their earnings while they are still strong in order to enjoy the benefits in future. The CEO said the perception over the years that pension schemes were meant for workers in the formal sector had prevented many informal sector workers from contributing to pension schemes, although the regime had changed. But Mr. Addison had reiterated the need for employees to negotiate to earn more from their basic salary, which translates into bigger pension returns. He explained, saying,
From where I sit, I don't let people bank all their hopes on the SNIT or Tier 1 because it's really, unless you want to boost your basic income more. But it will probably come and sort you out in terms of food well or some, but if you want to, because it's going to replace your income by, let's say, a minimum of 37.5% and a highest of 60%. So whether you like it or not, your income, if you're going to rely on that alone, your income will reduce by 40%.
So you always advise that you do the Tier 3?
Absolutely. You do Tier 3, and as a matter of course, I mean, and it will help you. When you do the Tier 3, it shows you up to like 100% replacement. Because 37 to Tier 1 and Tier 2, if you add Tier 2, it goes to around 65. If you add Tier 3, almost like 100% replacement. Basically, depends on the strength of the person's back work or whatever you're doing, what kind of income that you're earning. The rule is that, I mean, up to like 30% of your income should go into your investment, so you can share that. So, and it also depends on how old you are. So if you are 25 and you are doing 50 Ghana cedis, by the time you are 50, you'd have increased your income. I mean, you can easily become a millionaire by that time.
Wow.
But if you are 50 and you are now starting, you need to put in more, probably like 1,000, 2,000 to be able to get more money. I have a client who retired recently, and his monthly return on investment is like 60,000 Ghana cedis. And he,
wow.
Yes, and he's
good to go.
Oh yeah, he's fine. He's
fine.
So fine. He spent 40,000 out of the 60 and reinvested 20,000. So he's still even trying to ensure that the fund is growing, his portfolio is growing, and he's spending his hard work.
Enjoying.
Yeah, enjoying. So it's really up to you. Your age is important. That's why it's important to start when you go. I'm sorry, when you start work. Immediately you start working, you would start investing in your retirement, or start with, if it's 10 cedis, you are paid 300 Ghana cedis, you can put 30 Ghana cedis or 10 cedis.
Mr. Addison underscored the need for more education to help rope in more informal sector workers to sign on to at least one pension scheme, adding that employees should properly plan their pension to be able to minimize the financial challenges they might face while on retirement. He advised all potential employees ready to enroll on any scheme to.
Thankfully, we have the regulator, which is the National Pension Regulatory Authority. Anytime you want to do an investment, as an investor, you need to know what you are getting into, at least understand what you are getting. So whichever investment, if you want to do a normal investment like what do you call it, mutual fund or collective or fixed deposit, you can check with SEC, and then Securities and Exchange Commission, and then know the companies that are licensed. So with the pensions, you can also check with NPRA. You can go to our website, www.npra.gov.gh. And even if you Google NPRA Ghana, you get it. And then go to our website, you see all the corporate trustees are in good standing.
I mean, if you're not in good standing, along the line, they take you off the list.
Absolutely. So, and then from there, then you can narrow down to do a few checks by yourself. Know the company, who are behind the company, how are they doing. Well, ask a few questions, so you'll be comfortable. And then what I also advise that make a friend. Make a friend insider who you can call and say, oh, how you guys doing? Or can you check my funds? Or how are you guys doing? Management, and stuff like that. Because those things are important. Apart from the MPI checking on them, you need to at least once in a while. And then make sure that you're getting statements. So that's the way to check whether the company is in good standing. And then regularly you're also checking on them. You don't go to sleep as an investor when you start investing. Well, some people they do their
So doesn't give them any
yeah, they sign up and then that's it, and they go to sleep, which is very bad. And then you realize at the end of the period you'll be either shocked or overwhelmed. Exactly, so you need to check at least every year. If they don't, they are required to give you statement once a year. But now it's because of competition, it's coming monthly. And even some people have been doing SMS, alert, and so on and so forth. So those things you need to check regularly. Checking on the company, checking on the funds, make sure you understand the statement that they give you, and know what is going on.
The National Pensions Regulatory Authority was established by the Pensions Act to regulate, monitor, and ensure the effective operation of the three-tier pension scheme in the country.